Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus one more time. Let me tell you this. I've been asking you to consider my proposals for this state and for this nation for quite some time. And I haven't been able to connect with you. And I can't believe it's just my color. So let me see if I can try an approach which I have kind of kept to myself, though I've shared it with you many times. I don't think you were listening. One of the main reasons that I seek the office is because I am tired of being broke. I am tired of being poor. Yes, I have played the dog eat dog game, and it was all right. The problem, however, was that there are so many of you who don't know how to play the game, and you are being abused. And for some strange reason, the power that made you, that many of you don't believe in, God, loves you. And He, God, is oftentimes touching some people on the shoulders, some individuals, to go and tell you a message that will set you free, that would deliver you from your bondage. That happened to me. And right away, when I made the decision that I would be an instrument, a voice for God that would be on a mission to deliver you, one of the first things happened is that I was divorced. Yes, literally divorced. Why? Because they, my significant other, saw us being a success at playing that game as well as anyone. And now here I am looking at you. So immediately, my game plan changed. After I accepted the call, I promised that spirit that I cannot see, touch, or feel, but made itself so much evident to me that I would not accept the success that we call in life until you could, until every last one of you could. And so for 40 some years, I have suffered. I mean, as an individual, I have suffered. Right away, I had to go into the Navy as a means to try to be killed so I could show that significant other how much I cared about them. But for some strange reason, that didn't happen, and I got a chance to travel through the Navy and see some wonderful things. Coming out of the Navy, here I am again, going to Mississippi, living at home with my parents, finding a job at Mississippi Valley State University of recruiting children into colleges, specifically into Mississippi Valley State. And when I quit that job, I came to Minnesota. Now that's been 36, 37 years ago. And I wanted to help out a little bit, not to get in that race again, but to just help my current wife out, because she has been my blessing from the Lord, or anyone else as you might refer to as being in that position. And as I took a job at Bethel College, what was I doing? I washed dishes. $6 an hour. Finally, I got a raise. How much was that raise? That raise was 10 cents. Now, I must say, while working at Bethel College, I was an employee of Marriott. You know, the hotel chain? $6.10. And I turned that job loose after a couple of years. And since then, at least 30 odd years, I've been out here in these streets on cable access, on DVD and CD, street corners and pulpits, trying to get you to see the message that I've been bringing. And still you haven't seen it. So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, I am tired of being broke. I am tired of poverty. And I know you are as well. And I want you to know that if we are ever to be delivered from this, we are going to have to do it ourselves. We're going to have to believe in a power bigger than us. We're going to have to accept that power and use that power. Now, I know many of you have been taught that people who love God are not supposed to dream about a lavish life, that we're not supposed to dream about uh, riches. That is not true, ladies and gentlemen. That's a deception by the enemy of God. Everything that exists on earth comes from God. Even the weapons that are used in war come from God. God did not intend for us to fight war, but men have used those gifts to engage themselves and be superior in war. And so I still say to you, all things are from God for us. For us. Many of you are waiting for God to come and deliver you. I know you are. What you've done, you have prayed. You pray often, asking God to help you get your kids through college, asking God to help you get through the bills, asking God to help you get off the streets, asking God in a number of things where you're suffering. You know what you prayed about. But you've been waiting for God to do something magically. You know, your preachers have been telling you to tithe and give your offering, and God is going to do something magically. Right about now, you should know that is a deception. Look at the world that we're living in. All of the wonderful, great things that God has given us, look how they're being used. They are being used to bless some instead of others. You got a president who came and promised you who were suffering that he was going to be your president. And ever since he's been there, he's been lying to you. He's been scheming against you to take the little that you got and give it to those who don't even need it, to say that he is one against the mighty. And you and I have been suffering. I want you to know I'm tired of suffering. So are you. But it is not going to be God that's going to come down and work a miracle for you in that perspective. Why? You are not a zombie. You are not a robot that needs to be twisted and twined to do certain things. All of this evil stuff that's happening on this earth, in the state, in this country, the devil isn't doing it. You, people like you and I, people who got minds and mouths and eyes and hands and feet, we are the one that's creating all this destruction. We are the one that's creating programs that work against the house, that work against the family, that work against you and I. We are doing that. And if we want to get out of that, if we want to be delivered from that, we're going to have to change our minds. We're going to have to renew our minds with a new way of thinking. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. When we change our minds, when we renew our thinking and exercise that reality, then this is when things will begin to change. This is how God is going to work. This is how God is going to work through you and I. So I'm tired of being poor. I'm tired of being broke. And so are you. So I'm running for office so I can inspire you beyond what I've been able to do to this point, that we can get it on. I want you to know that all the resources on the earth belong to God. It doesn't belong to the corporations. It doesn't belong to the CEOs. It doesn't belong to this nation or some other nation. It belongs to God. And all of that, my friends, is for one purpose. What? To serve the needs, the wants, the desires of the people. If the people believe in God, they trust God, they love one another, because each of us have a gift to participate in the creative process for all of those things. That has been designed that way. And having engaged ourselves in that process, each of us got some ownership in all the things that exist on earth. I know you probably put your hand in one thing, but the one thing that you put your hand in is essential and necessary for everybody on earth. If you put your hand in making a bed, everybody on earth need a bed. If you were instrumental in putting your hand in making the materials for building a house, everybody on earth needs a house or someplace to live. If you were instrumental in putting your hands on producing food, everybody on earth needs food. So that makes you connected to everybody on earth. And by doing that, everybody on earth collectively owns everything on earth. Owns. And because you own it, you don't have to buy it. you go get it as you need it, want it, or desire it, so that your dreams may be fulfilled. That is God's way. The anti-God's way is to create something to take your mind off of respecting one another, allowing you to be racist, allowing you to be bigot, allowing you to be low down and anti and any other and warriors. Because now your focus is not on people, except hating them and looking at them as something that's your stumbling block. Your mind is on money. And that one who controls that money controls you. And it's making you into the enemy of God. It's making you into the enemy of your brothers and sisters. It is making you into one that's tearing down the house. You got to wake up. Wake up. Put your mind on a spirit that you can't see. Not this guy who's making, you can't see the guy who's making that money. But you know he's making that money because it keeps coming out. You can get loans if you got the what? If you got the requirements. You can get a loan because that pulls you bigger and deeper in debt. That takes you more connected to that money, more connected to the control of that one who has the making of that money. I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, love one another. If you used to hate, now realize that the one that you're hating, they're the ones who are probably making your bed. They're the ones that's probably making your food. They are probably the one that's extracting gas and stuff for your cars and making your cars. Realize that these people are your protectors, not something for you to hate. You have been deceived, and stop thinking God is going to come down and deliver you. God comes down in a spirit. He's touched me and people like me to tell you the truth. And you know we're telling the truth, because once we start telling the truth and you start listening, those who control the money kill us. Kill us. And God allows us to be killed because you're not listening. If you were listening, they stop killing us because they know they're wasting their time. I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of being poor. I need you to wake up. You need me to keep on spreading this message. And having done that, that will be the beginning of the end of the hell that we've been going through. I want to thank you so very much for listening to me, Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people, saying bye-bye.